What's good, family? What's good? What's good? I'm checking in with you guys live. And to be honest with you, we have been at the loading dock waiting on our load since earlier today. All right. This is one of the things about trucking. It is extremely unpredictable. Send me a little bit of that fish, all right? And it changes from time to time. No day is the same. But with that being said, it is definitely an industry. If you do it right, if you hone into it right, if you really understand the industry and you maximize it, that can be financially beneficial for you. But similar to experiential marketing, I think for us, it definitely reminds us of the fact that you just have to go with the flow. You have to understand that no day is going to be perfect, no day is going to be the same, and how you adjust and how you're able to move through that is extremely important. So we're still at the dock waiting on our load to be ready before we head up and drop off this freight. But I want to talk to you guys really quickly about the topic of envying and comparing yourself to other people, right? Comparing yourself to someone else's situation, someone else's circumstances, and wanting to create the same type of lifestyle or environment that someone you may know have, whether that be a celebrity on social media, whether that be a close friend, whether that be a family member. It's nothing wrong. Let me say this, it's nothing wrong with wanting to aspire, right? You see someone's being able to accomplish their goals. You see how someone may be living financially. You see how someone's able to accomplish the goals and really set their goals and go after their goals and accomplish them, right? You see all of that. But there's a difference between aspiring to be someone and wanting to emulate your life to the T to become that person. And then also where you become envious and jealous of that person and their lifestyle. So first, I want to hear from you guys in the comments if you know someone who may that may be doing this themselves, or maybe you have, in the past wanted to envy, you may wanted to emulate someone else's lifestyle, or you may became inspired by someone else's lifestyle, right? And the things that they were going through. If you've done that, just let me know in the comments, or if you know someone who is currently doing this as well, just let me know in the comments if you're familiar with this, right? But we see this oftentimes, especially with social media and with everybody using social media so frequently. Okay, I'm back. We see people wanting to create someone else's lifestyle. And yes, you're right. You can look at their blueprint, but ultimately you have to do it your way. And that is so true. But when we get into comparing our life, right? Wanting to emulate someone else's lifestyle, we have to be careful with that because you don't know what you're emulating and what you're aspiring to become. You don't know the work they had to put in. You don't know the sacrifices they had to make. You don't know the people that they had to lose, right? In order to get to where they're going. You don't know the hardships that they faced to accomplish those things. So prime example, like a lot of people look at T and I, right? And they love our relationship and they love our marriage and they love our union and the things that we've been able to do together, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that you guys don't see, right? The work, the effort that it takes to continuously um work to make our marriage better, to become better individuals. People think that when you join and you create a union with somebody, that it's just that okay, now we're married and we're good. No, not really understanding that evolution has to occur, right? Evolution has to occur individually. Me and T have been together now since 2011, so that's what, 12 years. And you don't think that in 12 years that both T and I have definitely evolved and definitely changed? Yes, we have. And while many people on social media, and while we like, we appreciate that people love our marriage and love everything that we've been able to accomplish and aspire to be us. Our goal is always to tell people, be better than us, right? Learn the lessons earlier than we did. Learn how to work together as a couple earlier in your relationship. Learn how to compromise. Learn how to do things that are going to be beneficial in your relationship earlier. And we love to talk about and be transparent about the things that we have gone through, because no relationship is perfect, right? No partnership is perfect. It takes work from both individuals. It takes a willingness to continue to work and become better individually so that your union or your partnership can become better together, right? But you have to understand that before you guys aspire to be the next Jay-Z or Beyonce, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to sacrifice and give up the things that Jay-Z and Beyonce had to do to make their relationship work before you guys aspire to become the next T and J, right? You have to ask yourself, are you willing to go on the road, right, for 6 to 8 months out the year? Are you willing to hop in a truck? Are you willing to have the tough conversations with each other? Are you willing to be brutally honest, right, with your relationship and where you guys are and what it's going to take to evolve and to grow and to maintain not only a relationship but a partnership, because me and T are also business partners as well. So there's a lot that goes into the dynamic, right, of our relationship. And before you guys want to aspire or emulate that, we're not knocking that. We love that you guys love to follow us and love to watch us, but we also want you to create your own version of what a successful relationship looks like or successful partnership looks like, right? We don't mind sharing our story, but we guys want you to understand that before you envy us or before you emulate to become us, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to go through the process and willing to sacrifice and willing to actually do the work, right, that it requires on a day-to-day basis to operate as us, right, or operate within our businesses. So when we look at family, when we look at friends that are close to us and we see that they're doing great successfully, they're doing great financially, right? We're looking at the money they're making. We're looking at the fact that they're taking all these trips and they're being able to really experience life on their terms in the way that they want to. And you emulate to have that, but you don't know what it takes behind the scenes for them to run their business daily. You don't know what time they wake up every morning. You don't know what they have to do to prioritize certain things in their life. You don't know what they have to say no to, right? Who they have to tell no, what trips they're not able to attend with family. We miss a lot of trips and we sacrifice a lot of those things because of the lifestyle that we have chosen to live, with us being on the road and us be entrepreneurs, right? So especially for my entrepreneurs and my EXPs, right, in the industry, before you want to become the next tour manager or you emulate to become the top product specialist or the top CDLA tour manager within the industry, are you willing to be on the road from months on end? Are you willing to sometimes stay the extra hours and do the extra work? And may require you not being paid for that one time, right? Are you willing to do that in order to get where you want to go? Yes, everybody wants to eat, but you have to be ready and cook and clean too. Everybody wants to start at the top, right? In any industry or any profession, everybody wants the accolades. Everybody wants the success that comes with all of that, right? But nobody wants to actually put in the work. Yes, Martin, you are correct, right?
6 hours now.
Like we've been here at the dock for 6 hours, 6 hours waiting for our load, right? And this is our time,
Supposed to
right?
go to the pavilion.
So this
Nebraska.
is what it takes, guys, to actually be able to create the lifestyle you want. So just be mindful of who you
It
guys
seems
are.
like they don't get better. It seems like they get worse every time. I don't know.
Yeah. So guys, just be mindful of who you're trying to
Yeah.
emulate, the lifestyle that you're trying to create, the people that you are looking to
Are you
aspire to
dedicated?
become. Ask
Oh, so
yourself,
yeah.
are you willing and able to put in the
Yeah.
work that's going to be required, right? Because the work
Yeah.
is not for free.
That's true.
The work will test you sometimes. The work will
Yeah.
question you and questions oftentimes your character and your ability. The work will require you to make tough decisions sometimes about what you really want. The work will require you to say no at times. The work will require you to really dive deep, right? And ask yourself, what do you want out of life? Not what someone else that you emulate is doing, right? Because at the end of the day, who you envy, right, or who you may want to aspire to become, may be willing to sacrifice, maybe willing to give up certain things, maybe willing to, quite frankly, sell their soul, right? For a lifestyle that you may not really want to emulate for the rest of your life. So as I continue to talk, guys, I want to hear from you as well. What have you experienced as far as your day to day with regards to really just envying others or really aspiring to be others? Do you find that people around you um, look to you as the beacon, right? As the one that's going to help to not only save the family, but save the people around them? How do you cope? How do you deal with that? How do you manage what comes with that lifestyle and what comes with the work that is required to do that? Right? I want to hear from you. So, and I want to hear from you and hear your thoughts. All right. But as I was saying, it's especially just being in the experiential marketing industry, executing events, being executing tours full time, right? I would have so many individuals who would look at us and want to manage tours and want to be in our shoes and be in our position. But the work that was required to get there, right? They couldn't even work a simple brand ambassador or product specialist job and do that to the best of their ability without me having to manage them and tell them to make sure you come back from break on time, to make sure that you show up on time, to make sure that you're engaging with consumers. So before we sit here and talk about, okay, I want to be the next tour manager or I want to be a CDLA driver, you have to ask yourself, like, what is really required of me? Am I truly really equipped for that? Or am I just doing this because I see my favorite people on Instagram and my favorite people on social media make it look easy? It's not as easy as it looks, guys. And I'm gonna always be honest with you guys. I'm gonna always be transparent with you because I want you to see the things that we go through on a day-to-day basis. And not to say that you can't do it, because it is definitely something that you can accomplish, but you have to be mindful of what's at stake. You have to be mindful of what you may have to do to become that person, and you have to be willing to put in the work, right? And willing to work the long hours, willing to actually make the sacrifices that's going to be required for you to be successful, right? For you to be able to save the money, for you to be able to become that tour manager, to become that CDLA driver, to have that business, right? Nothing comes easy. Despite what social media may show you, nothing is going to come easy, guys. It's going to require some level of work and some level of sacrifice from you. So it's all about what you're willing to give up. It's all about what you're willing to do, right? And don't be afraid to ask people for help, right? And when you ask for help, make sure you implement the work and implement the tools and implement the advice that people are giving you. It does you no good to ask for help and then you go back to do the same thing, right? You got to be ready and willing to change. You got to be ready and willing to do the work required that's going to get you to where you're trying to go. All right. So as I close, as I get off of here, guys, just keep in mind that the work starts with you, right? The work starts with you becoming aware. The work starts with you really wanting, right, for yourself, not for anybody else, not for your spouse, not for your family, for you wanting to become the best version of you. All right. So make sure you guys check out the Intimacy Wellness Retreat. I am going to go ahead and drop that in there because that's going to be a great way to start that journey to becoming the best version of yourself. All right. We'll be going to Guatemala, right? March, end of March into April. We got 8 days there. We're going to be doing the work. You're going to be able to spend some time with self to really focus on rebuilding, focus on working on yourself. And you definitely can involve and invite your spouse or a friend or family member. All right. Everything's going to be covered for you guys. Yoga, you're going to have meditation, you're going to have all your food custom curated for you, all your lodging, and then we also are going to have some fun as well. We're going to Lake Atilan, Guatemala, and Antigua, Guatemala. It is going to be a beautiful experience. So if you really been doing some soul searching lately as we end 2023, and saying, I need something new. I need to really tap into me. I really need to do my work. I really need to find that peace or work towards becoming the best version of myself. This retreat is going to be a great jumpstart, a great kickstart for you to start to be able to do so. Excuse me. So definitely, guys, make sure you click the link to learn more about the retreat. Reserve your spot today. Spaces will be limited. I'm only taking a select amount of people because I want it to be an intimate experience for those people and those parties who decide to come. So definitely, guys, invest in yourself. If you don't do anything else, later for the materialistic things for Black Friday, take this opportunity to invest in yourself and join us on this retreat. I promise you guys won't regret it, and it's going to be the best experience that you're going to have. It's going to be transformative and life changing. I'm going to drop the link here in the comments and in the top of the video for you guys to go ahead and sign up. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But as I close, just remember, guys, don't envy anybody else, right? Work to aspire to become the best version of you. And in doing that, you're going to be able to manifest the things that you want. All right. You guys have a good rest of your night and be safe out there.